Thank you so much for having me tonight. Paul, I'm just going to tell you, you got us off on a bad start. It was going to be in the morning when we actually released the tagline of our new agenda, our legislative agenda, #MoreBoulder. It was easier to sound funny when I was following Ray Jones. Dave, before I get started, is it possible if we could queue up a little more time on this clock here? I'm just afraid that the courts are going to invalidate my speech if I don't read it 3 times in its entirety. Hey. I haven't been keeping up on the news real closely this week, but I'm pretty sure that the Attorney General has not sued any other government official this week, so I'm a little jumpy. Thank you for having me. It is truly an honor to be addressing you as the duly elected Speaker of the House. Thank you. You know, it's often referred that the House of Representatives is the people's house. And I've thought about that phrase a lot lately, because not only is it our job to take care of the people's business, but it's also our job to be truthful with the people of Kentucky about the opportunities and the problems that we face in Kentucky. And when I spoke to this assembly last year, I said that we would embark on a course that would tackle the very, very difficult issues that we faced here in Kentucky. And that after we did that and the dust settled, that Leader Atkins and I would take that message to the people of Kentucky, and we would be judged by the ultimate political jury. I was confident in the outcome, but that jury did judge us, and that jury judged and affirmed the work that we did over the past 2 years in Kentucky, and they returned us with a supermajority in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. Now, while they affirmed the work that we did, they didn't even come close to affirming that we are finished with our work. We're going into a short session, but it is one that leaves us with very, very long challenges that we still have to tackle, not the least of which is the pension crisis. As everyone in this room knows, rescuing our public pension systems remains unresolved. Last year, the Kentucky General Assembly took significant action to return our pension systems to solvency, but as the year drew to a close, the Kentucky Supreme Court destroyed that solution in what legislative leaders believe is a wrong-headed decision. Make no mistake, December's decision and December's ruling was wrong, and it puts Kentucky's financial future in jeopardy. It endangers the future of hundreds of pieces of legislation that were passed by the General Assembly in the exact same manner over the past several decades. But nonetheless, we are here. And for anyone that thinks that we will find a quick solution to this problem, please understand, I don't believe that a quick solution will be found. Quite frankly, I think that there is a possibility that we will exit this session without a solution. It's not my preference, it's not my plan, it's not my hope, but that's the truth. The divisiveness that has been caused, both politically and policy-wise, by this pension debate has been the most incendiary and toxic of any time or of anything I have ever experienced in my legislative tenure. But the facts don't change. The facts are that we have to resolve the pension system. We have to reform it. But we have to do it in a way that not only respects our teachers and our state workers, but also respects the taxpayers of Kentucky. Should we fail in that mission, the promises that have been made will not be able to be kept. The Republicans in the House are working diligently on this problem, I can assure you, but we will not rush to a vote. We will wait until we have a solution that we were sure, when it passes, will withstand the policy, the political, and the legal challenges that it is surely to face. A solution cannot simply be spoken or commanded. a lot of hard work and education, both for our new members and the stakeholders, will have to be taken and have to be done before a new vote can be taken. This is the truth, and these are the facts. Kentucky will act accordingly, and the House will act accordingly to find a solution that preserves our state's financial future. And for the stakeholders out there, I assure you that your voice will be heard and considered as we construct a plan that will solve Kentucky's financial crisis. We will lead on this issue. We will lead without rhetoric and divisive personal attacks that weighed so heavily over the debate this past year. Let me also address a few other issues that are tops on our priority list. School safety. As has been mentioned, Chairman Wise and Leader Carney unveiled bipartisan bicameral legislation yesterday that not only protects the constitutional rights of our citizens, but provides that we will have the safest schools that we can possibly have, and you can do both. I am hopeful that that bill will find bipartisan and widespread political support, and it is truly bipartisan. I want to commend the efforts of that committee. Chairman Carney, Representatives Reed and Blanton from the majority party, Representatives Coursey and Representative Brown, they did outstanding work and are to be applauded for it. We will continue to update our tax code. Last year's tax reform legislation, as has been said, not only lifted our business competitiveness, but it increased our individual tax fairness from 29th to 17th, and despite the rhetoric, put over $900 million back in the pockets of working Kentuckians. We're proud of the work we did last year on that bill, and the fixing of unintended consequences this year will make it even better. We're also going to begin the work of reforming a regressive welfare system. We have to stop throwing up roadblocks to joining the workforce. We have to take advantage of the flexibility of federal laws that will encourage people to enter the workplace. Never again should we hear the terms, "I can't afford to take that job." And finally, an issue that I take very personally is a matter of kinship care. There's one thing that Kentuckians are known for. It is taking care of each other. The scourge of drugs and broken families has ravaged communities across this Commonwealth. I've been struck as I've traveled around the state by stories of grandparents, aunts and uncles, nieces, and nephews that have taken care of siblings. One count just recently put that 96,000 Kentucky kids are living with non-parental relatives or close family friends. That's up from 2013, 56,000. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic that the Commonwealth must act to address. I'm a Republican. I believe in life. I believe in families, and I believe in keeping families together. And we have to take care of this, and we have to take care of these kids. They are our future, and if we fail them now, then we will lose them forever. Let me wrap up tonight by addressing the governor's race. We're going to have one this year, you know. Tensions are going to run high. Democrats will have a primary. Republicans will have a primary. Andy will sue somebody. Rocky will get his bullhorn out. And we'll have the big debate about the issues this fall. And we will make a decision about the future of the Commonwealth. I would just ask everyone involved, make sure that your policy ideas are rooted in the goodness of this state. That your platforms recognize the outstanding greatness and potential of our children. And that you bring forward visions that take us into the future and not return us to the past. I'm often accused of being Pollyannic, but I still believe that public service is noble. But we are compelled as leaders to set that tone. We have to make our ideals not about fighting, but about making a difference. While we may have different opinions about how we get to the ultimate outcomes, those outcomes are not different. They are the same. We all want more jobs. We want better schools. We want better things for our citizens. I'm a Republican, and I will support Republicans. But I'm a Kentuckian first, and the message for everyone in politics this year is remember that we are all in this together. Thank you, and may God continue to bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky.